Yo, 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 what it do? Coming back to you, part 2 of season 3, Dragon Ball Z review, part 2. Just starting off, Goku, he just comes in and he knows how to start a fight. He just, and he's coming and it just, boom, he comes hitting strong. And that was pretty awesome. But the warm up round, I'd have to give to Frieza because he was giving Goku business, that's for sure, bouncing around. But really, it's like, and Piccolo kind of says it, they're both monsters. But Goku, man, he don't take any bull from anybody. He's coming in and he's doing his thing. It was crazy that Frieza was only at 1%. So the entire time he was facing all those other guys, Vegeta and everybody, 1%. Like, that is insane. Dude knows how to. He brings the pain. But then going into round 1, I'd have to give the Goku, because granted Frieza was putting the hurt on him, but then Goku was giving him the business, the 1-2. Though I'd say that's when Frieza's like, okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more serious here. I'm gonna go 50%, and y'all gonna die. And so I give round 2 Frieza. The dude splits the planet in half, basically. Like, just that one move he does. I don't even know what it is, but it just, you're like, whoa, stuff just got real. Don't touch it. Well, one thing I didn't know is, how did Krillin know that Goku had used the 20 times Kaioken attack? I don't get that. That part was cool. Don't get me wrong. But it's just one of those things, like, how did he know? Like, it's not like, hey guys, I'm doing 20 times Kaioken, just to let you know. That part where Goku's like getting all jacked and he's like, I'm gonna mess you up. I don't care if you're a million times stronger than me, Frieza. That was pretty inspiring. But I don't know why Vegeta was nicking in the Goku vision. It's like, why you gotta be like that, man? It was just weird. Goku goes through some trippy stuff in his head, I tell you what. But then kind of moving on, because that still doesn't work, and you're like, oh man, nothing's working against this guy. It just singed Frieza's hand a bit, just gave him a little bit of a raspberry. But then that Spirit Bomb, man, it's intense, because he can't really do anything. He's just basically collecting that energy, and it's just like, he's like sweating, and Frieza's beating the crud out of him, and it's just, oh man. Got a runny nose. Got my Goku hoodie on. Yeah. But then it's like, it's still not enough. And you're like, man, this dude just does not die. And you're just, though, when he comes back, you're like, oh no, like, granted, in hindsight, now that he goes Super Saiyan. We'll get to that real quick. But, like, it's just, man, if this was the first time seeing it, man, it would have been pretty intense. Because this whole time, see, the cool thing about the whole Super Saiyan thing, Vegeta's always going on about, like, I'm a Super Saiyan now. Oh, now I'm a Super Saiyan. Never was. Goku's kind of like, whatever. So I like when he's powering up against Captain Ginyu in Season 2. When he's powering up, he looks almost like he's a Super Saiyan, but his hair is black. And I thought that was kind of almost maybe foreshadowing to this part right here. But it's just, when he comes back and then he, like, kills Krillin, and you're like, dang. And Piccolo's like, he takes one for the team, and you're like, oh, dang. Everyone's dying. And then the music hits, and the lightning, and just the ambiance, and he's just like, oh, he's getting so angry, and you're like, oh, the hair, you're like, what's this? Oh, dude, that's what Super Saiyan. It's like, one of the coolest moments in the entire show. It's like, you thought it was a myth? Bam, it ain't nothing. This is the real deal. Deal with it. It's like, yeah. And then Goku just, bam, 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 messes him up. Though, one thing I didn't really quite get is, like, the 5-minute deal. Like, where where Frieza learned how to count. I mean, him doing that, it was kind of, when that happened, I'm like, I don't know, that seemed kind of like a bunk way for it to end like that when he tries to destroy the planet. But for Frieza to just miscalculate, because I mean, that one was not 5 minutes. I don't care, like, they should speed the show up to where in 5 minutes, that entire part, like, this is what would have it happen. And, like, have him talking really fast and be all goofy. Yeah. Maybe they have something like that on YouTube. I don't know. Might check it out. But then, like, when everything's going to bit, you know, Frieza just, boom, dude gets jacked. Like, he did some push-ups, some sit-ups, drank his milk and juice, and then then that Kamehameha deadlock where he's just, like, about to mess him up. And one thing I wish they would have done, though, is Goku, because, like, right before Frieza does his thing, his Planet Destroyer move, they look like they're about to have an awesome deadlock. I'm like, that would have been cool. They do that sometimes in Dragon Ball Z. Like, oh yeah, we're going to have this awesome moment. And then it doesn't happen like that. That was one of the things, like, in Season 9 with Kid Buu, how, like, they're like, oh yeah, they're going to go Patora Eri, you know, have this awesome fight. Or they're gonna do fusion, and they don't. And it's like, a lot of kind of like, well, we're gonna do it, but they just a lot of teases. And I'm like, I mean, I guess if Vegito, Super Vegito probably would have whooped up on Kid Buu, but I guess it wouldn't have been as exciting and everything. But not getting sidetracked on that. Yeah, I mean, for myself, I would love it if they did an edit of Dragon Ball Z where they kept it basically to what it was in the manga. Because, I mean, granted, Dragon Ball Z kind of does. That's in my throat. I mean, they kind of do something like that with Dragon Ball Z Kai, but at the same time, I mean, I'm like, I want the Bruce Falconer music, and, you know, make it Blu-ray, you know, remastered, but edit it down to where it's just basically that of what it was in the manga. You know, you wouldn't have the Garlic Jr. Bowl. Probably wouldn't have that Marin stupid stuff. Be more condensed. I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Give some truer experience to the original source. But getting back into Dragon Ball Z, you know, King Kai's plan was kind of cool. I like that because it's like, you know, he's mixing. Now that Piccolo isn't dead, he's still, you know, he's hurting, but then he's not dead, and so then King Kai gets all the Dragon Balls. Which he got him. I mean, not King Kai, but Mr. Popo. He's cooking. Mr. Popo is a boss on them Dragon Balls. And then everybody gets brought back then, and seeing how I guess Piranha still had a wish left, they were able to use it, and it's like, oh, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then Vegeta's like, I'm still alive, I'm gonna take it down. Boom. Oh, not happening. Not happening. Though I love one of my favorite lines in the show is when Goku fighting Frieza on the dying planet, and out of all things, he decides just to slap some sense in him. I'm gonna slap some sense in there. Bam! He just smacks the heck out of him. I'm like, that's awesome. Cracks me up every time. But yeah, I mean, Frieza's death, you know, was pretty cool. Was pretty cool. I got sense of King Kai's Dragon Ball inaccuracy. I don't quite get what that. I know I had something going on there. I got, you know, this is why we don't want to take notes and then try to do a review like 3 months later. But all things considered, I thought that was cool. And then they leave you with a cliffhanger, like, oh, Goku's not dead. Oh snap! What's it gonna do? What'd it do? That's pretty cool. I'm like, I'm excited, even though you don't really see much of that until like, you know, 2 discs later. And it's like, yeah, you just throw those first 2 at 1.5 discs. But we'll get to that in the Season 4 review, which I just got done watching Season 4, so it shouldn't take too long. Hopefully maybe by the end of the week. We'll see. But for now, kids, don't go changing. Got another exciting episode of this review. I don't know what I'm saying. See you guys later, and you guys have a good one. Peace.